There is no doubt that of all the activities sales managers engage in, there is none that has a more immediate and measurable impact on salespeople's performance than coaching. Why? Coaching is the process by which a sales manager can enter into a salesperson's world and provide the guidance necessary to help that salesperson become more successful. In fact, numerous research studies have found that having a competent coach is a key determiner in whether a salesperson will become a top performer. So how can you improve the results your coaching produces? Here are 3 coaching strategies that will significantly improve your ability to coach salespeople in ways that equip them to earn more sales. Strategy number 1, lead with questions, not solutions. The goal of every sales coaching call is to improve a salesperson's results. How can you accomplish this objective? You create a context that assists salespeople in figuring out how to productively handle sales situations. Now, too often, what passes for sales coaching is simply a sales manager telling a salesperson what to do. Now, this is both counterproductive and it's unsustainable because it trains salespeople to not think for themselves but continually go to their coach for answers. Great sales coaches lead with questions, not solutions. So rather than tell salespeople what they should have done, ask them questions that guide them in identifying the answer. Because they created the solution, they are now more likely to respond productively the next time they face a challenge on a real sales call. How do you help salespeople find solutions? When you identify a troublesome behavior, ask questions like, was there a particular reason why you handled the situation that way? Or, why did you choose that response? You can then guide salespeople in creating more fruitful ways of handling the situations by asking leading questions like, how could you have handled that objection in a more productive way? Or, if that situation occurred again, what would you do differently? Strategy number 2, coach in the gaps. Frequently in coaching sessions, salespeople will become stuck and will be unsure of the best way to handle a particular sales situation. When this occurs, they will look to you for assistance. Now, these gaps in knowledge or skills are serious problems because they are what create the sales behaviors that hinder sales effectiveness. When you find a gap in a salesperson's knowledge or skills, it's a signal that you need to provide insights that will eliminate that gap. I've found that the best way to convey these insights is by showing salespeople how to execute the desired behaviors and then explaining why that course of action is the right one. If you only tell them what to do, but don't explain the rationale behind the strategy, it will reduce the probability that they will actually use the solution. However, it's not enough to only fill in the gaps with insights. You're also going to want to make sure that the salespeople both understand and buys into what you've suggested. Now, how can you do this? Immediately after you provide a recommended solution, ask, do you agree? Or simulate a comparable solution and see how they respond. This will help them think through and practice the strategy, which has been shown to significantly increase the likelihood that they'll actually use it on a real sales call. Strategy number 3, leverage the science of social facilitation. Social facilitation is a scientific principle that every sales coach should use. In fact, it's the basis for how professional athletes, firefighters, soldiers, and police officers are trained. Now, what is social facilitation? It's the idea that performing in the presence of others creates a psychological arousal that will produce a person's dominant response, which is the most authentic, accurate representation of that person's abilities. And there have been decades of scientific studies that have proven the reliability of social facilitation. So how can you use it to improve your sales coaching? When you ask salespeople to demonstrate how they would handle a sales situation, social facilitation confirms that your presence is creating the psychological stimulation needed for them to reveal their truest expression of their competency levels. Once I learned social facilitation, It liberated me as a sales coach. Because prior to that time, when I witnessed salespeople in coaching sessions display a gap in knowledge or skill, they would often tell me that they normally do better with real prospects. I would wonder, are they right? Now, this is no small matter, because when salespeople state that they're not accurately representing their abilities, not only are they attempting to shirk responsibility, but it corrupts the entire coaching process, since it reduces your capacity to provide constructive feedback. This is why understanding social facilitation is essential for every sales coach. It cuts through the guesswork and provides you with a scientific basis for your evaluations. You now know that because of the proven science of social facilitation, what you are witnessing in a sales simulation is a salesperson's dominant response. And this will give you the confidence you need to evaluate that salesperson. Also, as a side note, there have been many times after coaching sessions, unbeknownst to salespeople that I was coaching, when I have overheard them on a sales call. What I have always witnessed is the same level of proficiency that I observed during the coaching session. By now, I hope that I've convinced you of two things. Coaching salespeople is a mission-critical endeavor that will determine your success and the success of the salespeople you serve. And the way you conduct the coaching session will determine its effectiveness. By embracing the 3 proven coaching strategies that I've shared, you'll be better equipped to improve the results of those salespeople whom you coach. Thanks for watching. I'm David Hoffeld, the CEO and Chief Sales Trainer here at the Hoffeld Group, reminding you, selling is just too important to be based on anything other than proven science.